Well, goodness me. Here we are again, all together on the internet. Hi everybody, it's Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I really hope so. Here we go. It is Sunday. It is just after 5 minutes past 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon here in England, and it is Mr. Duncan with you live on YouTube. In fact, I am not just in one place on YouTube. I am at the moment in two places. I am streaming live on my mobile phone, and also you have me live on the main YouTube platform as well. So I am actually here twice. Can you believe it? So for those who are not aware of what this is all about, my name is Duncan, and for the past 10 years I've been teaching English on YouTube. That is what I do for a living. That is my job, to teach English and also to help you with your English wherever you are in the world. I hope you are well on this Sunday. First of all, can I just start off by saying that we did have some terrible events taking place last night here in the UK. I don't want to dwell too much on it today because, of course, we are all here to share our love of English, and the situation that took place last night in London is still ongoing. So today we will maybe mention it once or twice, but we have other things to talk about as well today. But you are welcome to join in on the live chat. In fact, the live chat is now open. It is. So if you are watching me on the main YouTube stream, you can actually chat to me live. We have so many people joining me already. So you have a choice of views today. You can watch me behind the scenes on the mobile phone, or you can watch me right here on the main YouTube platform. Isn't it nice to have a choice? Isn't it? I think so. So how are you today? I hope you are super duper. How was your weekend? Was it a good weekend? I really hope so. So as you can see, the studio has changed. I have made a few changes to the surroundings in the studio. It looks a little bit more formal. So all of the furry birds and all of the childish things have gone away. So I hope you like the new look in the studio. Things have changed ever so slightly. Now, one of the things that I have been asked recently is how to get in touch with me. So there are various ways of getting in touch, and also there are many ways of keeping up to date with all of the things that are happening on my YouTube channel. And as if you needed reminding, this is how you can get in touch with me. So now there is no mistaking how you can get in touch with me. My email address, and also you can follow me on Facebook. I do have a Facebook page where you can catch me and talk to me, and of course on my Facebook page I will let you know what is happening with my English lessons and when and where I will be live on YouTube. So you can follow me on Facebook. You are more than welcome to do so. Lots of people now on the live chat. Now, I did do regular live streams up until about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and then I stopped. Now, there are many reasons why I stopped making them, but after doing my last final live stream, many people got in touch to complain. They said, Mr. Duncan, why have you stopped doing the live streams? So because I had such a big response, and many people were getting very upset about it. Some were even crying, apparently. Some people got so upset they were actually crying because I'd stopped making my live streams. So this is the reason why I am here, and I will be here every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. So that is when you can catch me on YouTube from 2 p.m. UK time every single Sunday. So where are you watching at the moment? You will have a chance to let me know, because we will be taking a look at the live chat. I have already opened the live chat. It is open already. You may have noticed over the past few days I have done a few live streams on my mobile phone, and also surprise live streams. So in other words, they were live streams that were not planned. But now I will be doing a regular live stream every single Sunday. So every Sunday from 2 o'clock UK time you can catch me live right here on YouTube. I don't know where you're watching me at the moment. Maybe you're watching here, or maybe you're watching on the mobile stream. So the mobile stream will give you a behind the scenes view. You will be able to see what goes on when I'm doing this, what it looks like. And if you're watching me here, well, I think you know what happens here, don't you? I think so. So let's have a look. The live chat is now open. I love talking to you. That is the reason why I am here. I love to chat with you. I love to say hello. And I hope you are happy with what I'm doing. Mustafa Constantine is here, says hello Mr. Duncan, hello to you. Julie is here also on the live chat, thanks for joining me today. Amani is here, hello Amani, how are you today? Hello, I'm so excited. Are you really? Why are you so excited? Please let me know. Nguyen Tien is here. Nguyen Tien, I think you are watching at the moment in Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, I have many people around the world, lots of countries watching me on YouTube. You can see all of the places where people are watching and following my live streams, and of course my recorded lessons as well. I have over the past 10 years made lots and lots of YouTube video lessons. So all of my YouTube lessons are available on my YouTube channel. You can catch all of my lessons there, and to make it easier, I've also made some playlists, and underneath this live stream you will find all of the lists of my videos, the playlists. They are all available underneath this video, the video you are watching right now. Lucia is here. Hello to you as well. Thanks for joining me on this Sunday the 4th of June. Yes, June has arrived. Now normally here in the UK the weather is lovely. Normally during June we have lovely hot sunny days, but today I'm afraid I must report that the weather is not that good. We've had some rain earlier. It's very cloudy outside. In fact, we do have the live camera outside. There it is. There is the view outside. A few nights ago I did a live stream in my back garden, and I was standing in front of those roses, and many people said, Mr. Duncan, your roses are beautiful. They do look rather nice at the moment. They are all coming into bloom. In fact, in my front garden I have just one beautiful white rose that is just coming out at the moment. I don't know why. I love white roses. They are so beautiful. Right, back to the live chat. Dana is here. Hello Dana, thanks for joining me on this very very important day because this is the first regular live stream that I am doing on a Sunday. So every single Sunday you will be able to catch me here on YouTube. Vandy Lee is here. Hello Vandy, thanks for joining me as well. So many lovely messages coming through already. 951 says hello to you. Camila Bach is here as well. Hello Camila, where are you watching at the moment? Please let me know where you are, because I'm always interested to find out where you are watching me. Hi everyone, it's nice to see you again today. That's it, thank you very much. Claudio is here as well. Bello, Claudio Fernandez, watching in Brazil. Ooh, hello to you. Comjean says hello from Thailand. A big hello to Thailand. I know I have lots of viewers watching there. Eugene is here. Hello Eugene, a regular viewer to my English streams and also my English lessons. Thank you Eugene for joining me today. And Eugene says hello to everyone watching here. Nicole is here. Hello Nicole. Jeffrey, thank you for joining me on this first regular Sunday live stream. Lots of English to come, lots of clips from some of my lessons, and also some questions for you today. I want you to give me some well-known English phrases or proverbs. So if there are any proverbs or English phrases that you want to share today, feel free to do so. So that is one of the things that I'm looking for from you today. Any phrases, any proverbs. For example, we can say a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Sometimes a thing that you have can be very valuable. So one thing that you have can be worth more than something else. Also, a little bit of what you fancy does you good. I love that expression. It's a lovely expression. It says, so sometimes having something that you desire or something that you fancy can be good for you. But of course, if you do it too much, then the opposite will happen. It will become bad for you. So yes, some phrases and expressions, something that you know from your studying of the English language. Also, as you know, I have viewers watching all around the world in many countries. I've already mentioned that. I would like to ask you to tell me what is special about your country. So if you could give me some information, something that maybe I can learn from and maybe everyone else can learn from as well. Something special about your country. Is there something that is unique or special about the place in which you live? So you will have a chance to let me know today. And also, as regular viewers will know, I love going to the movies. I love watching movies. I am a big fan of science fiction movies. Now, there are certain movies that I could watch over and over again, many times over. Is there a movie that you have watched many times? So if you do something over and over, it means you do it again and again. So something that you could watch, a movie that you could watch again and again and again. There are some movies, of course. If you go to the cinema, you might see a movie that is okay, but you would never ever go to see it again. You would never watch it again. However, there are some movies that are so good you can watch them again and again and again. So I want you to tell me, what movie or which movie could you watch again and again and never get bored? I never get bored with. Cartoon Hub is here. I don't know who Cartoon Hub is, but it's a very interesting name. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Remember me? I am Nishant Patro from India. Sorry that I could not attend your last live stream as I was sleeping. That's okay. At least you are here today, so no problem. It's okay. It's fine. Wolfgang Happ is here as well. Hello from Austria. I went to visit England 2 weeks ago. Oh, I will. I want to visit England in 2 weeks. Not I went. I want. I want to visit England. Or I will visit England. In fact, will is a better word to use. So not I want to or I intend to, but I will, because it's definite. So something that you know will happen will be happening. So I will be visiting England in 2 weeks. But which part of England is very nice? Well, it really depends on what you are looking for, because there are lots of nice parts of England. There are lots of nice parts of the UK as well. So you don't just have to go to England. You can also go to Scotland or Wales as well. Hello, Mr. Duncan from Haiti. Oh, hello to Blaze Nestle, who is watching in Haiti at the moment, or Haiti. A big hello to you, Mr. Duncan. I am Blaze from Haiti. Thank you very much for joining me. Thank you. It's very nice to see you today. Najok Uorn is here. Hi. Hello to you as well. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Can you make a group for chatting on Facebook? Thank you, Abdullah, for that. A lot of people have asked me about Facebook groups. Now, the thing is, it is very hard to keep the Facebook groups going. And the reason why is because you have so much choice now on Facebook, so many things you can look at. It's also a very similar situation here on YouTube. Also on YouTube, there is a very similar problem. Because there is so much choice now on YouTube and also on Facebook, people tend to move around a lot. They don't follow one thing for very long. So this is one of the big problems with the internet nowadays. It's very hard to get people to stay with you, to keep with you. So that's one of the reasons why I don't, or I've never created a chat group on Facebook. But I do have a Facebook page, and the address will be coming up behind me over there. So the Facebook page address will be coming up, and also I will mention it throughout today's live stream. China is here. Oh, hello, China. We have China watching at the moment. Thank you very much for that. The live chat now is jumping ahead because so many people are talking at the moment and chatting to me. Leon Louis is here. Hello, Leon. Thank you very much for joining me today from China. And of course, in China, June the 4th is a day that many people remember. Certainly from 1989. That's all I'm saying for now. Hello from Russia. Dominique is here. Hello, Dominique. Thank you. And a big privet to Russia. A lot of people say, Mr. Duncan, if you had to talk about something that was very, very English, something that occurs or happens in England, what would it be? Well, here is something that I think is very, very English. Can you guess what is going on here? Can you see what is occurring right here? There is a cricket match taking place, and this actually was filmed yesterday during one of my walks. So I was walking into town, and as I walked past one of the large recreation areas, I noticed on the field there was a cricket match taking place. And there it is. So many people think that cricket is a very typical English thing. When we think of England, many people might think of cricket. Is about to hit the ball. Ooh, that was a good one. Oh my goodness. Did you see how far that ball went? That was a very good strike. Do you understand the game of cricket? Do you understand it? I must be honest, I don't really follow cricket. Oh, I think he's going to go again. The bowler is about to bowl the ball. Oh, another good hit. So when people think about England, quite often they will think about playing cricket. Although having said that, not many people do play cricket. It is more of a spectator sport. So many people watch cricket, but I wouldn't say that many people actually play cricket, to be fair. Mr. Duncan, hello from France. Patricia is here. Hello, Patricia, and bonjour to you. Thank you for joining me. Petchi asks, what is your breakfast menu? And also Dana asks, what are you eating? Oh, this, believe it or not, this is my breakfast, because I've been busily working and preparing my live stream today, so I'm still actually eating my breakfast. This, in fact, is Weetabix. Weetabix. I'm sure you know what that particular cereal is. So this is my Weetabix. This is my breakfast and also lunch. So I'm having my breakfast and lunch at the same time. Delicious. So that is what I'm eating. I am eating my Weetabix. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I am from Istanbul in Turkey. A big hello to Turkey. Thank you for joining me today. And of course, I have been to Turkey twice in the past. I have. Dina Ahmed asks, could I ask you the difference between American English and British English? There are many differences, but don't forget there is only one English language. The language of English is only one language. So many of the variations between British English and American English are spelling and sometimes pronunciation. But to be honest, most of the English that is spoken by both people in America or people in Britain is relatively the same. The difference comes when we talk about accents. So just as there are many accents in Britain or England, there are also many English accents in the United States as well. On my YouTube channel, there is a lesson all about the differences between American and British English. But don't forget, there is only one English language. Charia is here. Hello, Charia. Nice to see you. Olga. Oh, I see. Olga is being very clever. Olga says, Mr. Duncan, I am watching both streams at the same time. Very, very clever. I like the way you think. So at the moment I am broadcasting live on my mobile phone. Hello to everyone watching on the mobile stream. And also I am broadcasting live on YouTube as well. Toshal is here. Oh, it's nice to see you here, Toshal. Thank you very much for joining me from Nepal. A big hello to Nepal. Thank you for joining me today. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Could you please send regards to the students from Justo Sierra and Angel Wenceslao Junior High School? Hello to Justin Sierra and Angel Wenceslao Junior High School. Thank you very much, Lucero or Lucero, for that. I hope I pronounced that right. Leon Louis says, I can see two of you. Why did you open a class like this with two scenes? Because I can. That's why. Some people like to see what happens behind the scenes. So I'm giving you a choice today because I felt like it. Isn't technology amazing? I love the fact that I can sit here now and talk to you live across the world. Isn't it amazing? Don't you love technology? I do. Julio says, hi, my name is Julio from Costa Rica. It is the first time in your YouTube chat. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, Julio, for saying hello. You are very welcome. Let's have a clip. Let's have an excerpt, because today we are talking all about the English language, and one of the things I would like to take a look at, besides proverbs and also phrases, so things that you know during your studying of English, things that you have gained from your studying of English. So are there any proverbs or phrases that you love? Maybe you can tell me what they are. But first, let's have a look at a clip from one of my English lessons where I talk all about the origins of English. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. I have a question for you. When is an English word not an English word? When it's a foreign word used both inside and outside the language. In today's lesson, we are going to look at those words that may sound foreign to non-English speakers, but are commonly used by many native speakers every day, in some cases without them even realizing it. Confused? Not for much longer, I hope, as we take a look at what I like to call For English. The English language has become one of the most spoken in the world. It has been described by some as a global language. Over the years, it has been viewed as a language of freedom and a symbol of oppression. Its use is still on the increase and remains an ever-dominating medium on the world stage. Having said that, to describe English as a unique language would be a misnomer, as we will be finding out today. Even modern spoken English regularly contains words taken straight from other languages, some examples of which we will take a close look at later. But first, let's take a close look at how it all started, with a brief history of the English language. The English language was formed in 4 distinctive stages. In its original form, we usually refer to it as Old English. This is the earliest form of the language, which was created between 500 and 1100 AD by the invaders of ancient Britain from southern Denmark and Jutland, who were known as the Angles. The Angles, along with the Saxons and Jutes, spoke a language which in modern times became known as Old English. The word English comes from Angles, the land of Angles, which is where we get England. You could also see this influence in the French word l'Angleterre. There were 4 distinctive dialects of Old English: Northumbrian, Mercian, West Saxon and Kentish, all of which were related to the different regions of early England, which still exist today as Northumbria, Mercia, Wessex and Kent. The next big change came with the Norman conquest, led by William the Conqueror, who invaded England in 1066 AD. With this invasion came a new language. This time the integration of the French language occurred, which formed into what we now call Middle English. Through the changes caused by the realignment of power, the language of Latin was also integrated into English. The romancing of the English language was by then well underway. In fact, the Roman influence had occurred earlier, albeit in a small way after the introduction of Christianity to England during the 7th century. It is worth noting that even at this time, the English spoken bore very little resemblance to the language we use today, but its influence on modern English cannot be ignored. A large portion of modern English words are in essence foreign words, which came into being during the early invasions by the Anglo-Saxons and the Vikings. From 1204 AD, a division formed. This was due to the fall of Normandy and King John to the King of France. This caused a division between France and the English Normans. The ruling class by this time were known as the nobles. The next big change occurred after the Great Plague, which wiped out a huge portion of the population and led to a surge in the so-called labouring class. These events led to another surge in the use of English as a common language. Middle English had taken hold of the country and would go on to develop yet again into what we now refer to as early modern English. With this came the period known as the Renaissance. It signalled the birth of modern literature, philosophy and science, which would go on to shape not only this country but also many parts of the world. From this would come what we now refer to as modern English. People often ask me why I'm so fascinated by a language I have spoken all my life and use daily. Why am I not bored of hearing English spoken all the time? This would be a fair question. My love of English comes from not just how it is used, but from how it came into being used. English is more than a language. It is an essence of all which came before. It carries with it traditions, thoughts and ways of living from over the past 900 years. The changes that have occurred indelibly left their marks on this language. As wars and invasions were carried out and attitudes altered, so the language changed too. The marks left by the Romans, Anglo-Saxons, Vikings and the many rulers of this country ever since have shaped the way in which English is used, right up to this very day. The historical impact of English remains with us. New countries were formed through this language, sometimes by choice and sometimes not. The modern use of English does more than merely allow dialogue to take place. It gives us a common ground. It serves as a means for us to understand each other. As I have said before, whether we agree or disagree with each other is irrelevant. The important thing is that we are all talking. Look, I've got some water now. I went into the kitchen to get some water because my throat is very dry right now. Just in case you have joined me during the past few moments, my name is Duncan and I am now live across the YouTube platform on the main YouTube site, and also I am broadcasting behind the scenes as well. Hello, just in case you are watching on the mobile stream as well. So we are broadcasting twice across YouTube. I'm not sure if I'm the first person ever to do that. I'm not sure. I wasn't too sure about what would happen, what the effect would be of doing that. I was a bit worried that YouTube might break. So I hope I haven't broken YouTube. Toshal has sent me some information about where he lives. My country is Nepal. Nepal is a small place, but here has the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. That is true. Nepal is also the birthplace of Gautam Buddha. Thank you very much, Toshal. We are all learning something today. So if you want to tell me something about your country, something special. You saw earlier that I talked about cricket, because some people do play cricket here in England. A lot of people think that playing cricket is very, very typical of what you see in England, but in fact it isn't. But you will see it sometimes, quite often in villages, because I live in a very small place, you see. Mr. Duncan, Dana asks, are you single? I don't know why that is important. I have no idea. Zana says, I like movie actors such as Meryl Streep and Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman, she's very, very, very pretty, very lovely actress, and a good actress as well. And I like watching many movies with them over and over again. Yes, of course, because some people have a favourite actor. For example, I quite like Tom Hanks, so I do enjoy watching movies with Tom Hanks in. So yes, that's another good point. Yes, because some movies are so good you can watch them again and again. But of course, you might also be a fan of a particular actor or actress. So yes, that's another good reason for watching a particular movie over and over again. So maybe you enjoy the movie, but also perhaps you enjoy watching the actor that appears in the movie. Well done, thank you very much for that. Olga has sent some information. Olga, my country is Russia. Very big country. But I like to tell you about my city, Chelyabinsk. I hope I've pronounced that right. Chelyabinsk. It's a city where the meteorite hit. Oh yes, do you remember that? Yes, about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. In fact, yes, it was in 2015. That's right, yes. Do you remember? There was someone driving in their car, and they had one of those video cameras in their car, and you could see a meteor coming down from space. Oh yes, I remember that. I do. And a big hello to you, Olga. Thank you for your information there. Mr. Duncan, how are you? Long Naduan, I am okay. Not too bad. I'd like to see your lovely birds, Mr. Duncan. Can I just show you the view outside? Because a few moments ago it actually started raining. So this is the view outside at the moment. A few moments ago it did start raining. In fact, it's still raining now. You might just be able to see that it is raining at the moment. So I was supposed to go outside and give you some flash phrases and flash words. But unfortunately, at the moment, it is actually raining. So hopefully the rain will ease off in a few minutes so I can go outside to give you some flash words and flash phrases. But at the moment, it's raining here in England. I would like to see you. Can you make a live show in public? Oh, I see. Do you mean that I should make a personal appearance where you are? That's a very good idea. I have in the past thought about travelling to other countries, but of course it's very expensive. Getting on a plane and flying to another country and then staying there can be very expensive. But there are some countries that I would love to visit, such as Japan. I've always been very fascinated by Japan. Also, I would love to go to Vietnam one day, because I know I have lots of viewers in Vietnam. Julie G says, I like the movie Edge of Tomorrow. Okay, I've never seen that movie. I have seen a cricket match in New Zealand as well, says Nomjeen NVP. Yes, Nomjeen, you are right. Yes, of course. Cricket is played in many countries because of the influence of the British Empire, of course. So cricket has over the years been exported to other countries for various reasons. Hi Mr. Duncan, thank you for your good classes. I am Vindemar, or I am from Vina del Mar in Chile. Thank you very much. Juan Jose. Kurdistan is watching. Hello Kurdistan, thank you for joining me today. Wasdoki Eve is watching in Kurdistan. Thanks a lot. Samantha Inthasom is here as well. The only sport that I watch is football. Well, let's be honest, football is a very popular sport. Very popular indeed. Sekistar is here. Hi Mr. Duncan. I think the decision to do your live chat at the start of every Sunday is very nice for Japanese people, because our time at the moment is it will be 11:15 at night now in Japan. So at the moment it is 2:45 in the afternoon here in England, and it is 11:45 at night in Japan. Hello Mr. Duncan, greetings from Germany. Adelstrad Schmid is here watching in Germany. Hello to you. T. Najuan offers a compliment about my studio. Your studio looks very special. Thank you very much for that. This is my little studio here in England where I produce all of my English lessons. Hello Mr. Duncan, how are you? I'm okay. Hiroko Ijima is here. Thank you very much. I think you are watching in Japan. I think so. Mr. Duncan, when I think about the UK, first of all I think about football. It seems that everybody in the UK admires football. Thank you, Olga. Not everyone. I mean, I don't follow football at all. People are always very surprised when they find out that I don't follow football. I'm often asked what my favourite team is, but to be honest, I don't have a favourite football team. I don't follow football. I know over the past couple of weeks there have been lots of big football matches taking place, but to be honest, I don't pay much attention to it, to be honest. Patricia, hello from France. Hello Patricia. Sergey Ruban is watching in Russia. Greetings from Siberia. Today is the Orthodox holiday in Russia called Trinity. Believers are celebrating it today, and please Mr. Duncan, stay warm. I will try my best. Although it's not really cold today, it's quite mild, even though it's raining. It's very humid outside at the moment. It feels very tropical outside because it's warm and it's raining. Hello Mr. Duncan from Syria, Abdul. Hello Abdul, and a big hello and stay safe to those watching in Syria. Juan Jose, please tell us a joke in a posh, elegant English voice because you sound very funny. Oh, I say, is that what you mean? Do you mean when I speak like the Queen of England? I see what you mean. Thank you, Juan, for that. Eliana is here. Hello, Mr. Duncan. Have a nice Sunday. Sunday is okay here, although it isn't very sunny. It isn't a sunny Sunday, to be honest. Nicole asks, will you see the Manchester concert tonight on TV? Yes, they are broadcasting the concert, the Love Manchester. The One Love Manchester concert is taking place, yes, and it will be broadcast tonight on TV. Here in the UK it will be broadcast, but also maybe around the world as well. Teresa is here. Hello, good morning. I am on Pembroke Pines and I feel so sad for yesterday's attack on London. Well, many people at the moment are still in a state of shock, including me. Hi, Mr. Duncan from France. Sami Kega or Keja says hello from France. A big hello to France. A lot of people watching at the moment in France. Jerry Huang says hello from Taiwan. Hello to you as well. Chair says, have you watched football? I don't really watch football, as I mentioned earlier. Tuan Milan says it is now 8 o'clock in Vietnam. Well, I think maybe now it must be nearly 9 o'clock maybe in Vietnam, or even 10 o'clock, because Vietnam is quite a few hours ahead of the UK. Adil is here. Hello, Mr. Duncan. This is my first time watching your video. I am Adil from Morocco. Hello, Adil, and hello to everyone watching in Morocco. I do have a lot of viewers watching in Morocco, another country that I would like to visit one day. Juan Jose, Mr. Duncan, thank you for your very good classes. I am Vina Del Mar, watching in Chile. I think I've already said hello to you. Zana is here. Practice makes perfect. Yes, that's a very good proverb. If you have any proverbs that you would like to give me today, any proverbs or English phrases that you would like to share with me, practice makes perfect. Thank you, Zana, for that. That is that is a brilliant phrase. Practice makes perfect allows us to remember that the more you do something, the easier it becomes. So if you practice doing things, if you do it again and again, if you do it many times, you will improve. Never be afraid to repeat things. This is something that I explain quite often to my English students, that you should never feel afraid to repeat things, to do things again and again, because one of the best ways to learn anything is to repeat it. Comjean says, I have to revise my lessons for my final exam, but at the moment I'm watching the live stream. I prefer learning English. I prefer learning English rather than those subjects at university. Well, I always think English is a very interesting subject to learn, because you don't just learn the language, but also you discover a whole new world, because suddenly you can communicate with lots and lots of people in many different countries. So that is one of the reasons why I love the English language, because it allows us to communicate. It's something I believe in strongly. Patricia is here. Hello, Patricia. Thanks for joining me today on the live chat. Hello from France. I live in a village near Grenoble. It is called La Côte Saint-André, and Hector Berlioz was born here in 1803. We have a Berlioz festival that takes place in August. Thank you very much, Patricia, for that. La Côte Saint-André. I think I pronounced that correctly. I hope so. I really do. Zin Dun is going now. Oh, good night, Zinzun. Good night. Hello, I am Aroub from Morocco. Oh, hello there. Estella has sent a lovely proverb. Thank you very much. A proverb that goes, a friend in need is a friend indeed. I love that expression, yes. It reminds us that if someone really needs you, then it is a sign that they want to be your friend. It is also a sign that they trust you to help them with their difficulty. So yes, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Have you ever visited Vietnam? No, I haven't. I've never been to Vietnam ever in my life. KM says, Mr. Duncan, I'm happy to see you again, but I have to go to sleep now. I will listen to your lesson tomorrow. Yes, you will be able to watch the lesson tomorrow. It will be repeated. It will be available to watch on my YouTube channel, and also hopefully there will be subtitles as well. So later you can watch this again with subtitles. Jedrej says, to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Very good. To do something effectively. So if you do something very effectively, you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Julie G says, better late than never. I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one. Better late than never. So even if you are late arriving, at least you made an appearance. So yes, it is better to be late than never. I love that one. Sarah says, or asks, what is in your dish? Believe it or not, this is my breakfast. So this is actually the meal that I started eating before I started my live stream, and I'm still eating it now. So this is my breakfast and also my lunch as well. It's actually Weetabix, but it's gone very soggy. Can you see my Weetabix? It's gone very soggy. Ugh. Not very nice. Maria Giovanni, a very summery day in Sicily. Oh, I see. Are you having sunshine at the moment in Sicily? I'm very jealous. At the moment here, it's raining. So there is the view at the moment outside. In fact, I think the rain has stopped. I think the rain has eased off. So let's go outside and have a flash word or a flash phrase. Which will it be? You will find out in a moment. So please don't go away. Hooray! The rain has stopped, thank goodness. So the rain has now eased off, although it's very wet outside now, unfortunately. It's very damp. So here we go. Let's have a flash phrase, shall we? Here is a flash phrase just for you. Can you see it? I hope so. The flash phrase is, get your knickers in a twist. I love that phrase. Get your knickers in a twist. To get your knickers in a twist is an English phrase. The sentence, get your knickers in a twist, is an English phrase that means to become annoyed or angry over something. A person who becomes outraged or cross over something can be described as getting their knickers in a twist. There is no point getting your knickers in a twist over this. Don't get your knickers in a twist with me. To get your knickers in a twist is a funny way to describe losing your temper. The word knickers originally meant a pair of trousers that came down just above the knees, or a long pair of ladies' underwear. These days, knickers is a general term for ladies' underwear. So there it is, today's flash phrase, get your knickers in a twist. It's starting to rain again, so I'd better go back inside. I'm back. Back inside. So as you can see, the weather today is not very good. We've had quite a lot of rain today. We are just coming up to 3 o'clock. It is now 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in the UK. I don't know what time it is where you are because I'm not there. I'm here. Back to the live chat, because lots of people are very excited today, because from today I will be here every Sunday live on YouTube. Mika Ode is here. Hi Mr. Duncan, I had a wonderful walk today with my old friends along a river. Thank you, Mika, for joining me, and a big hello to you watching in Japan. Thank you very much for joining me today. Mohammed Yassin says, Mr. Duncan, don't drink too much water. Well, I am very thirsty today because I've been very busy. I've been preparing this and putting everything together and making sure all the technology works, because sometimes technology does go wrong. Things break. So I have to be very careful. I have to make sure that everything here in the studio works. Thomas has given me a great expression. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. So that expression means to go from one bad situation to an even worse situation. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. So that's a great phrase. It means you go from a bad situation or a terrible situation to something that's even worse. So yes, thank you very much for that. To go from the frying pan into the fire. It's true. We are now as live can be for a Sunday afternoon. It's Mr. Duncan live on YouTube right now. Let's have a look at one of our English lessons, one of my full English lessons. All of the videos that you see today are available on my YouTube channel. This is something that many of my students ask. Can we see Mr. Lomax again? Can we please see Mr. Lomax? So just for all those fans of Mr. Lomax, this is for you. Breakfast time, my favourite time of the day.
Here we go again. Another breakfast with Mr. Slurpee. I really want to tell him how annoying his noisy eating is. And look at that porridge. That's not how you make porridge. What on earth is he wearing there? A Wolverine t-shirt, for goodness sake. Grow up, man. You are 50 years old. I really want to tell him how annoying he is, but it will only hurt his feelings. Look at him, filling his smug face with milky porridge. And he never stops going on about English.
Is there a problem?
Mr. Duncan, for crying out loud, do you have to eat your porridge like that? It's so annoying. And that's not even how you make porridge. It's too weak. You always add too much milk. And what's with the t-shirt? It's a comic book character. You are not a child anymore. For goodness sake, grow up. You are 50 years old. Start acting like an adult. You are so immature and childish. It's not just one thing. It's everything about you. And another thing, you never stop talking about English. All day you go on and on about English this and English that. I really can't take it anymore.
You want to hurt me? Go right ahead if it makes you feel any better. I'm an easy target. Yeah, you're right. I talk too much. I also listen too much. I could be a cold-hearted cynic like you, but I don't like to hurt people's feelings. Well, you think what you like about me. I'm not changing. I like me. My viewers like me. My students like me. Because I'm the real article. What you see is what you get. Acting. And there it was. An excerpt from one of my full English lessons. If memory serves me correct, that is from full English number 22. I hope you enjoyed that. So we are live now today on YouTube, live as it's possible to be, really, because you can't get much liver than this. I have just finished my breakfast. Finally, it has taken over 2.5 hours to eat my breakfast. So I've just finally finished my breakfast, thank goodness. You can find all of my YouTube videos on my YouTube channel. Here is the address again for those who aren't sure. And of course, if you take a look underneath this video, all of my playlists are down there. So they are all there available for you to watch. Lots of people joining me today on the live chat. Thanks once again. I really do appreciate you giving your time to follow me and watch me. And of course, I really do love being here with you as well live. I really do enjoy doing it. I wish I could be here every day, to be honest. I really would. I really do. Mr. Duncan, another movie I have watched many times, Juan Bello, is The Godfather. Yes. Do 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 do. The Godfather. Hey, you come into my house and you give me no respect. Sorry, that was a terrible Marlon Brando impression. I'm sorry about that. I've watched The Godfather many times, and the scenes of this movie are used for teaching negotiating tactics. Well, I'm not sure if you are dealing with the mafia. Do you normally negotiate? I always thought that you never question the offer, because they always make you an offer you can't refuse for various reasons. What does smug face mean? Asks Catherine. Catherine, smug means a person who is very arrogant. So if their expression is smug. So smug is an expression on your face. It is an emotion. So you show that you are being very arrogant. You look very... I'm better than you. That is smug. Smug. I love all of your English lessons, Lagel. They are really full English. That's why I call them that, because they contain lots and lots of things to help you with your English. Eugene says, I am watching from the Ukraine. This country has a famous meal. Borщ. Borщ. A soup with beetroots. I'm not very keen on beetroot, I'll be honest, because if I eat beetroot, it always gives me indigestion. So, yes, but I know very red, very, very dark red, and the juice from the beetroot is used for dyeing clothes and dyeing cloth as well. 2 Ukrainian films that are world classics. Earth by Dovenko and Shadows of Forgotten Ancestors by Parajanov. Patricia says a rose by any other name would smell as sweet. That, of course, is taken from Shakespeare. That is from Romeo and Juliet. Yobin Babu asks, why are you stuck in that dingy room? This room isn't dingy, it's lovely. This is my lovely little studio. Sometimes I go outside, but at the moment the weather is very unsettled. So earlier it was raining quite heavily, so that's the reason why. Gala says, honestly, you're a good actor. Do you mean me? No, I don't think so. I don't think I'm a good actor. And Zonic says, I am going to be in London from the 8th of June to the 12th of June. So I'm very sorry because I won't be here with you next Sunday. But you will be very near to me because you'll be in the UK. So even though London is quite far from me, you will still be in the same place. You will be in the same country. Thank you very much for that. Have a super trip, Anzonic. Ladgel is here. One of my favourite movies that I always keep repeating is Sherlock Holmes. Well, there have been many versions of Sherlock Holmes made over the years, many movies. I remember growing up, I used to watch Sherlock Holmes movies that were made, I think they were made in the 1940s or 1950s. And they starred an actor called Basil Rathbone, and he played the part of Sherlock Holmes. But of course, since then, many people have played the part of Sherlock Holmes, including Christopher Lee and more recently Benedict Cumberbatch. Lots of people like Benedict Cumberbatch. One of my favourite movies... Oh, I've just read that, sorry. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Thank you, Lorenzo. I like that one, yes. So, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. It's another way of saying if you stay healthy, if you look after yourself, then you will stay healthy. You will stay fit and well. Maria Giovanna says, today I'm having problems with my internet. Oh, that's not fair. There's nothing worse than internet problems. Trust me. I know it from experience. Lucia is here. Hello, Lucia. I really love you. You are a very funny guy. Please say hello. Or I say hello to you from Venezuela. Thank you, Lucia, for that. You are welcome. I like your t-shirt, says Agnes Rab. Oh yes, this is my happy t-shirt. Whenever I wear this t-shirt, I always feel so bright and cheerful. Hi, Mr. Duncan. Yesterday I watched Wonder Woman. Oh yes, because there is a new version of Wonder Woman now in the cinemas. I haven't seen it yet, but in the 1980s there was a TV show. In fact, I think it was the 1970s. There was a TV show called Wonder Woman. played by Linda Carter. So Linda Carter used to play Wonder Woman in the late 1970s in the TV show Wonder Woman. Oh, I also like Sherlock Holmes series with Benedict, and I've rewatched them several times. So not only movies, so maybe you can watch a movie again and again, but some people like to watch the same TV show many times. David Ho is here. Hello, David Ho, watching at the moment. Where are you? Where are you, David? Is it your first time here? Lechia says, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. Yes, sometimes we can be very shallow. People can be very shallow when they see a person that they don't find attractive. But maybe underneath that person is a wonderful human being. So yes, and also we also say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So we all have different tastes. We all have different likes. So what is appealing to one person might not be appealing to someone else. I like your hat, Mr. Duncan. How much does it cost? This, I actually can't remember. I've had this hat for many years. I can't even remember how much it was. Joe Bin is here. Thank you, Joe Bin, for your message. I don't think that's a very good thing to say at the moment. Kate Malik, one of your favourite movies is Kick the Bucket. I've never seen a movie called Kick the Bucket. Never seen it. Of course, kick the bucket means to die. Ugh. What books do you recommend for improving our English level? There are many. I would never recommend one book or two books. I would say read as much as you can. Gather as much information as possible. So don't just read one book or two books. Read as much as you can. Get a dictionary. Buy a dictionary and look through it. Learn as many words as you can. Fill your brain with English. That's what I say. Don't judge a book by its cover. Yes, that's another good expression. That's very similar to the one that we had just. So don't judge something based on its appearance. Don't just judge something based on what it looks like. AF Warhutter says, I've watched the Friends TV show. Oh, I see. Friends, yes. A very popular TV show during the 1990s. You're right. So no one told you life was gonna be this way. That TV show. Jobin Babu asks, do you think politeness has changed over the years? I must say, I think people have become more self-centered and more selfish over the years. So I think certainly my feelings since returning from China, for example. So I even now, because I've been living in the UK now after coming back from China for 10 years. For just, well, nearly 10 years. And when I first came back to the UK, I noticed that people they'd become very shallow, very materialistic, and maybe even selfish. Mr. Duncan, sorry I'm late. Sally B is here. Hello, Sally. Don't worry. As we said earlier, it's better to be late than never. Bye. Abdullah is going. Bye, Abdullah. See you next week. I will be back here, of course, next Sunday. Long Najuan, I don't like people who kicked the bucket. It was terrible. Mersedge Rack says, Mr. Duncan, what is your favourite music band? I like all sorts of music, but because I grew up in the 1980s. I must admit, I do like music from the 1980s, especially. So that particular era of music is my favourite period. My favourite period for listening to songs and music. So lots of the music that I listened to when I was young, I still listen to now. It's true. Zoran says, Mr. Duncan, my favourite film is Hair. Oh yes, that is quite an old film. It is a musical as well, because there was a stage musical performed in theatres, and Hair is the same, basically the same thing. Thank you, Mr. Duncan, for everything. I'm born in Newcastle. Did you come across Newcastle before? Well, of course I know all about Newcastle. And I always say Mr. Duncan is the best teacher. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind. Lorenzo has another phrase for us. Love is blind. Yes, very short, but very meaningful. We often say that love is blind because if you are in love, quite often you won't see things in the same way. You won't see things as other people do because you are in love. And quite often we say that love is blind. Eugene says, I like rewatching Groundhog Day. Yes, Groundhog Day is a brilliant movie. It's one of my all-time favourite movies, starring Bill Murray and who else? Can you remember who the female was in Groundhog Day? Who was it? Can you remember? Archana Puri says, hello Mr. Duncan, I like watching your videos. I like watching your lessons. Thank you, Archana Puri. Thank you very much. Joan says, one of my favourite movies is Last of the Mohicans. Wasn't that, I want to say, Daniel Day-Lewis? I think it was, wasn't it? Daniel Day-Lewis was in... Yes, I think so. Yes, he was. I think so. The Last Mohican. I think it was Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. My favourite movie is The Shawshank Redemption. Oh, yes. A classic movie. A brilliant movie. Especially Red, played by Morgan Freeman, of course. Morgan Freeman. Hello, my name is Morgan Freeman. I often talk over documentaries. I have a very interesting voice. I'm not sure if that sounded like Morgan Freeman. I apologise if it doesn't. The Shawshank Redemption is a brilliant movie written by... The story written by Stephen King. Can you explain direct method? Well, direct method is what it means. You learn directly. Peter Parker says, I am Peter. Hello, Peter Parker. You're not Spider-Man, are you? By any chance? Andrew, yeah! Andrew has got it right. Yes, Bill Murray and Andie MacDowell. Now, even though her name is Andy, she is definitely a lady. So Andie MacDowell and Bill Murray were in Groundhog Day. That is a movie where a man has to live the same day over and over again. I know the feeling. Dima says, Mr. Duncan, I don't know why, but I really like SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. Me too. I also like SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't know why. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. This morning you've taken us to a cricket match. You've taught us history and English, but the best is that you've shared time with us. Never put off until tomorrow what you can do today. That is a great proverb. I love that one. So never put something off to another day. If you have the chance to do it now, do it. So don't put off what you can do today. Do it now. Lots of people talking about movies. I seem to have struck quite an active nerve there. Lots of people want to talk about movies suddenly. My favourite TV series, Mr. Duncan, my favourite TV shows are Breaking Bad. Oh yes, I like Breaking Bad as well. And also The Wire. I never saw that. I never watched The Wire. And now I am watching Better Call Saul. Me too. Isn't it amazing? And isn't Bob Odenkirk a brilliant actor? He really is. Thank you, Randall, for that. Olga, your Morgan Freeman voice was recognisable. Hello, my name is Morgan Freeman. I often talk over documentaries. Long the Jewin is here. My favourite movie, Mr. Duncan, is Blade Runner. Me too. A classic movie. Now, at the moment, I'm feeling very apprehensive because this year they are, of course, releasing the sequel to Blade Runner. Now, when I first found out that they were making a sequel, I must be honest, I wasn't convinced. I was very against it. So I really hope that the sequel is good. I really do hope so. So later this year there is the sequel to Blade Runner, and of course Harrison Ford is in the movie. Although I don't think he's in all of it. I think he just makes very brief appearances. From the bottom of my heart is a good phrase, isn't it? Zoran, yes, you're right. If you mean something sincerely, you can say, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I mean it sincerely from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. That's a very good one. The 1980s, it was a great time with great bands. Joraz, yes, I have to agree with you there, definitely, yes. The Police, I really like The Police. Giant steps are what you take, walking on the moon. Jamila says, my favourite TV show is Seinfeld. Me too, I love Seinfeld. In fact, I have the whole series on DVD, yes. And that is a TV show that I have watched many, many times. Seinfeld. It was a huge TV show during the 1990s. My favourite movie is Pretty Woman. Oh, with Julia Roberts. And who else? Who else was in Pretty Woman? Come on, tell me. Who else? I'll give you a clue. No, I won't. I adore the band Queen and Freddie Mercury. Well, of course, Queen, one of the greatest rock groups, one of the greatest rock bands ever in the history of music. My favourite movie... Oh, I think we just mentioned that. Thank you, Archana, for mentioning Pretty Woman. So, Julia Roberts and also... Who else was in Pretty Woman? Can you tell me? I'll give you a clue. He's a very, very handsome superstar, although you don't hear much of him nowadays. But he was a huge star in the 1980s. Hello, Mr. Duncan. You are the best teacher. Thank you for your lessons. Thank you, Carmen. So, in Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts and... Who else? I'll give you a clue. He was also in An Officer and a Gentleman. Mr. Duncan from Colombia. My favourite movie is The Fifth Element. Yes, The Fifth Element is a great movie starring Bruce Willis. Yes, very good. Do you remember Culture Club, Mr. Duncan? Says Sammy. Thank you, Sammy. Of course I remember Culture Club. I grew up at that time. I was just a young teenager when Culture Club appeared. Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry? Do you? Always expect the unexpected. I like that one. Sumara, that is a great expression. Always expect the unexpected. Which was popular, Mr. Duncan, Friends or Seinfeld? I suppose it depends who you talk to. Some people say that Friends was the best comedy show of the 1990s, whilst other people will say that the best comedy show was Seinfeld. So it depends who you ask. Richard Gere, Zoran. Well done. Well done. Yes, Richard Gere and Julia Roberts. They appeared in Pretty Woman. Hello, Mr. Duncan from Egypt. My favourite movie is La 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 Da 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 Da. Star Wars. No, I'm just kidding. Titanic, of course. Titanic with Leonardo DiCaprio and... Who else? Who else was in Titanic? Leonardo DiCaprio and... What was the lady? What was her name? Who was she? My favourite movie is Beauty and the Beast. Fahad. Which one though? Because there was a Disney version, a cartoon version of Beauty and the Beast, and of course recently there was a live action version of Beauty and the Beast. Zana says, I also like movies where a book are parts of the story, like you can hear the reader. Oh, I see. Yes, I've got you. I understand now. I understand. Let me just wipe my nose because I do have a little bit of hay fever today. So excuse me. I have an itchy nose because I have slight hay fever. Bahad says, my favourite singer is Bob Marley. Of course, Bob Marley, very popular, very famous in the 1970s and early 1980s, and of course now, even though he has long since passed away. Juan Bello, Mr. Duncan, the movie based on Harry Potter books are really great. I must admit, can I just be honest with you? I'm not a fan of Harry Potter. I think it's probably my age, but I'm not a big fan of Harry Potter. I always remember, I think it must have been the third Harry Potter film. I started watching it and I actually fell asleep. I actually fell asleep watching a Harry Potter movie. So I don't think Harry Potter movies are for me. Yes, Carmen, well done. Kate Winslet. Very beautiful lady. Kate Winslet played opposite Leonardo DiCaprio. Thank you, Zoran, for that. Lol at Carmen. Oh, I don't know. What did Carmen say? Did Carmen say something funny? Oh, yes. Carmen also said that Kate Winslet was in Titanic. Kate Winslet, yes, we've ascertained that Kate Winslet was in Titanic, definitely. Me too, Mr. Duncan. I don't like Harry Potter movies. Thank you, Zana, for that. It isn't that I don't like them. I don't hate Harry Potter movies. It's just that they don't really interest me. As I said, I think it was the third one. Which one was it? The Prisoner of Alcazaz? The Prisoner of Alka-Seltzer? I can't remember what it was called now. But it was the movie where there's like a ghost appearing in the movie. And I always remember I fell asleep watching it because I was so bored. The best series in 2017 was The Big Little Lies. Oh, I've never heard of that show. Oh, I haven't caught that. My favourite movie is Robinson Crusoe. Misha. Oh, thank you, Misha, for that. Yes, a very famous story by Robert Louis Stevenson. Randall Navarro. Amadeus. Amadeus, 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 Amadeus. Amadeus is a great movie. All about Mozart, of course. Maria. Maria is correcting me. Maria Akaban. Akaban. Is that true? The prisoner of Akaban. That doesn't sound right. I thought it was Alka-Seltzer. Demar31. You may mean Harry Potter and the prisoner of Akaban. Akaban. I think I prefer Alka-Seltzer, to be honest. Joan is here on behalf of my wife. Her favourite film is Dirty Dancing. Oh, nobody puts Babe in the corner. Nobody. Dirty Dancing with Patrick Swayze. Patrick Swayze and who else was in Dirty Dancing? Patrick Swayze and who? I've had the time of my life and I owe it all to you. Eugene says the prisoner of Akaban. Akaban. That doesn't sound right. I'm going to stick with the prisoner of Alka-Seltzer. That's what I'm sticking with. I always fell asleep when I tried to watch Star Wars or Star Trek. How dare you? How dare you, Olga? How dare you fall asleep during Star Trek or Star Wars? I can't believe it. Kim Yima. Hello, Mr. Duncan. I'm in Malaysia. I know Malaysia very well because I have been to your country many times. It is nice to see you. Thank you very much. How dare you? I love that. Sometimes we can get very outraged by something or very angry, especially if someone says something that we disagree with or something that offends us. We might say, how dare you? How dare you? Hi from Vietnam. Trung Nguyen is here. Hello. Thank you very much for joining me. What is the weather doing outside? Shall we have a look outside? What is it doing? Oh, it isn't raining. So I am going to go outside to give you a flash word. Yes, let's have a flash word, shall we? And Agnes says that Demi Moore was in Dirty Dancing. I thought that was Ghost. So here we are live on YouTube. I'm now outside. It's not a great day today. We've had quite a lot of rain already today. So here we go. It is a flash word. There it is. Can you see it? A flash word. The word is allocate. Allocate. The word allocate is an English word that means to distribute resources or duties for a particular purpose. To give individuals items or tasks for a specific reason is to allocate. The government plans to allocate the money fairly. Tomorrow we will allocate the new working hours. To put something aside for a particular use or purpose is allocate. The past tense of allocate is allocated. The noun form is allocation. The employees are not happy with the latest shift allocation. To allocate is to assign, designate, distribute, disperse, give out, hand out, give, deal out, issue. The word allocate derives from the medieval Latin word allocat, which means allotted. So there it is, today's flash word, live in my garden. Allocate. Can I just say that at the moment in my garden there are lots of baby birds feeding from my bird feeder. Lots of baby blue tits at the moment are feeding right here in my garden. The sun has got his hat on. The sun has just come out. The sun has just come out. The sun has got its hat on. Hip, 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 hooray. The sun has got its hat on and is coming out to play. We haven't seen the birds or the bulls today yet, Mr. Duncan. Maybe next Sunday. Maybe next Sunday. Unfortunately, it's been raining today. We've had quite a lot of rain. Agnes Rabb says it was Jennifer Grey who was in Dirty Dancing, opposite Patrick Swayze, of course. Mr. Duncan, before you came to your garden, the squirrel ran in front of the camera. Probably. I think I must have scared it away. I think that's what happened. We are only here for another 20 minutes. It is now 3:42 on a Sunday afternoon, live from England. It is Mr. Duncan on YouTube. That is what it is. Live English for a Sunday afternoon, live from England. It's Mr. Duncan. That's me, by the way. And I teach English right here on YouTube. Something I forgot to do today, but I will do next week, is something that was very popular, the mystery idioms. Now, sadly today, I don't think we've got time to do it today, but next Sunday we will have the mystery idioms. They are idioms that are hidden in photographs. So that's something we will do next Sunday. I hope you will join me next week. I will be here. Jamelia is here. Actions speak louder than words is a proverb, and I like it. Thank you, Jamelia. Yes, actions speak louder than words. So it means that doing something quite often has more of an effect or more of an impact than just talking about it. Actions speak louder than words. Well done. Thank you very much for that. Catherine Foggs is here. Yesterday we kept chasing away a squirrel. Can I just tell you something now? Squirrels are lovely animals. Please don't get me wrong. Squirrels are lovely. They're very cute. And of course, at the start of today's lesson, you saw a squirrel eating some nuts, some seeds and nuts. But they can also be a pain in the arse. They can be a pain in the arse. They really can. So squirrels can be a real pain in the neck. Very annoying because they keep taking all the food away. So yes, I agree with you. Squirrels can be very annoying. Thank you, Catherine, for that. I agree with you. Mr. Duncan, how many times will we have the live stream? I will be here every Sunday. So every Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. It used to be Friday, but then I stopped doing the live streams, and then everyone complained about it because I'd stopped. So now I will start doing a live stream, a regular live stream every single Sunday. So I will be back here next Sunday, live once again. Mr. Duncan, we think it is raining cats and dogs where you are. Thank you, Carmen. You are right. Earlier it was raining cats and dogs. It was throwing it down. It was chucking it down. Chuck. I love that expression, chuck. If you chuck, it means you throw, or something is coming down heavily. It is chucking it down. Chucking it. There are 2 cool squirrels on YouTube. Please search for Noble and Posh. I'm sure squirrels are lovely. Please don't get me wrong. I think squirrels are lovely, but they can be a pest as well. Mr. Duncan, you are a Sunday man. Thank you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you, Zibek, for that. I am a Sunday man, apparently. Quite often on Sunday, I normally take it easy. I'm normally relaxing on a Sunday. So today, I am giving you my time, and also next Sunday as well. In fact, every Sunday, I will be here live on YouTube. Sammy Kaja asks, is there a job that you've always wanted to do? Well, when I was young, I always wanted to be on the radio. I've always wanted to be a radio presenter. So even when I was very young, about 10 or 11 years old, I used to pretend that I had a radio show. I used to have a little tape recorder. A tape recorder and a microphone, and I used to record shows when I was about 10 or 11. So I've always wanted to be a radio presenter, and for quite a while I did it. I actually did it. So it was something I wanted to do, and I did actually get to do it. But if there was another job that I would like to do, I think it might be working on a farm. I know I've mentioned this in the past. I've always quite liked the idea of working on a farm. Vampire Abraham Lincoln, I have watched. Oh yes, that's a movie, isn't it? Yes, the Vampire Catcher. Isn't that right? Isn't that what it's called? The Vampire Catcher, Abraham Lincoln. A very unusual film. I think so. Joel says, Mr. Duncan, you are a larger than what? I don't know. I think you've pressed the button too quickly. I think maybe you mean larger than life? Maybe. Mr. Duncan, I love your advertising jingle. Thank you, Jamelia. Which advertising jingle do you mean? Do you mean this one? I think you mean that one, don't you? We are live for just another 10 minutes. So 10 more minutes and then I will be gone. Don't forget, you can catch this lesson. The whole live stream can be seen again later on. And also there will be subtitles as well. Yes! This is a very nice clip. Thank you very much. Many people ask, where is your Facebook page and where is your email? So I've decided to make sure that everyone gets a chance to find out where I am on Facebook and what my email address is. So that's the reason why I'm doing that. Yehoswa. That's a lovely name. Welcome to my live chat for a Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining me. Eugene is here. This is a very nice clip. Which clip do you mean? Do you mean this one? No, I'm not going to play it again. Don't worry. Talking of clips, last week the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie came out. The new movie starring Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. Did someone just say Captain Jack Sparrow? As you may or may not know, I have been making my English teaching videos for almost 5 years, and during this time I have received thousands of messages, some of them concerning English and some of them not. One subject which has come up a lot is the way in which I present my lessons. I regularly receive messages from viewers saying that I remind them of Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I don't know what you're talking about. After all, I don't resemble him in any way. I don't even like being on water. I get seasick very easily. I'm just an honest man trying to make a living. So I hope that I can put to rest this idea that my mannerisms are similar to Jack Sparrow's forever. Go and see my latest movie. It's really good. But I'm not the kind of guy who holds a grudge. To be honest, I'm a bit disappointed. So, we will leave it at that and mention nothing else about it, okay? This is Mr. Duncan in England saying ta-ta for now. What do you think of it so far? Oh, I don't think he likes it. Oh my goodness. Oh, there I was a few years ago now, taken way back in 2011, and yes, quite a few people used to write to me and they used to say, Mr. Duncan, you remind us of Jack Sparrow from the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So there. Which movie could you watch again and again? Is there a movie that you love so much that you can watch it many, many times? We have a few more moments in which you can get in touch with me to tell me what your favourite movie is, or perhaps TV show. There are many films that I could watch again and again. I love the Star Wars movies, the original Star Wars movies. I've watched them so many times, especially The Empire Strikes Back. I think that is still my favourite Star Wars movie, and I've seen it so many times. Joel says, good to see your beautiful studio is back. Thank you very much, Joel, for that. Dedicated teacher, thank you all for Indonesia for that. Yes, I love teaching and I love talking to you. I wish I could do this every day. I wish I could do my live streams every day of the week. But sadly, I think I would be very tired by the end of the week. Mr. Vauxhall says the Harry Potter movies and also the books. Yes, we discussed Harry Potter earlier on because I'm not a fan. I'm not really interested in Harry Potter. Ladgel says Jack Sparrow has got nothing on you, Mr. Duncan. Thank you very much for that. Yes, well, one of the differences, of course, is that I'm not going through a very expensive divorce. That's one of the differences, I suppose. Juan Bello, funny video. Thank you very much, Juan, for that. Being Pravuia or Pravudiva, says, hello, sir. Hello to you as well. Where are you watching at the moment? The rain has stopped. You will be pleased to hear that it is no longer raining. In fact, the sun is trying to come out. It is a very unsettled day here in the UK. If we say that it's unsettled, it means that the weather keeps changing. It keeps changing. I used to watch the TV series called Alf. Yes, oh my goodness. Thank you very much, Eugene. Yes, I remember that TV show. That's going back many, many years. Alf. He was a puppet alien. He was an alien. I remember now, yes. And of course, he was very rude and cheeky as well. He was very impolite and sometimes very rude. Zoran says, thank you for your wonderful time. You are welcome. Maria says, I like the 51st dates. Oh, I see. Maria, I think you like the rom-coms. Rom-com. Do you know what a rom-com is? When we say rom-com, rom-com is an abbreviation. It means romantic comedy. So when we say rom-com, we actually mean a romantic comedy. So a movie that's romantic but also funny is a rom-com. Eleanor has given us a great expression, a great proverb. Time is money. For many people, time is money, especially if you are doing something that takes up a lot of your time. And maybe sometimes you have to earn money from it. It's a bit like doing this, really. Mr. Duncan, what are you doing? What am I doing? Yehosa is asking what I'm doing. At the moment, I am sitting in my studio talking to you live on YouTube. Who remembers Fantomas with Louis de Funes? I don't know. I've never heard of that, Andrew. Never heard of it. So I'm not sure. I can't really tell you what that is because I've never heard of it before. Mr. Duncan, I learned a new word today. You showed it on paper and it started with A. Do you mean this word? Do you mean this word? Some people think that that's a very rude word. But of course, in British English, we use it a lot. And also American English as well. But in American English, they say... And in British English, we say... American English, British English. Harry Potter is easy to read for English students. I think so, yes. It's a very good way of learning English. Reading a book that is aimed at younger people is a very good way of picking up the English language. I think so. You're right. Apparently Zana remembers Fantomas. I'm not sure. I've never heard of it, to be honest. Zoran says, time waits for no one. Yes, a very good proverb. Time waits for no one. So don't waste your time. Don't waste your life. You only get one life, and life is short. Mr. Duncan, our teacher, please never leave us. I need your classes to improve my English. Thank you, Pedro Carlos, for that. You are welcome. Don't worry. You are welcome. I will be back here next Sunday for another 2 hours. Next week, we will have the mystery idioms coming next week. So I hope you will join me for that. Can we see the cricket again? Can we see the cricket? Here's the cricket again. This is a cricket match that was taking place yesterday during my walk. I was walking into town and I noticed that a cricket match was taking place. So I decided to film it. So this video clip is of a cricket match taking place yesterday. So two people run backwards and forwards and they have to hit the ball. They are both called batters. Batters. So a batter is a person who has to hit the ball. And the guy throwing the ball is called the bowler. Here he is. Here comes the bowler. Ooh, that was a good one. Do you like cricket? I must admit I don't fully understand the game of cricket. I think also some people find cricket very boring to watch. TV shows, Mr. Duncan. Juan Bello says, I love The Wonder Years. Oh yes, The Wonder Years. A great film. A great film. Sorry, a TV show, of course. So I always think that The Wonder Years is very similar to Stand By Me. So there is a movie called Stand By Me and a TV show called The Wonder Years. I always think they're very similar feel. Mr. Duncan, do you know the English word with two asses in it? It looks rude, but there is such a word. There is assess. I think assess. Assess looks like asses. Mr. Duncan, I remember your beautiful paintings. Have you ever gone to art school? I nearly went to art school when I was 16. Nearly, but I didn't. I didn't in the end. Adele Traud says, thanks a lot for your nice lessons and your nice garden. Thank you very much. The roses are looking lovely at the moment. A lot of people last week were admiring my roses in the garden. They are looking lovely. Many roses are in bloom at the moment. Thank you for today, Mr. Duncan. I'm looking forward to seeing you next Sunday. Yes, I will be back next Sunday. As live can be. All's well that ends well. I think so. Yes, that's a good proverb. All's well that ends well. That means that everything has been resolved. All's well that ends well. Everything has been resolved. Thank you so much for your wonderful lesson every time. I will go to bed now. Sekastar is going to bed. See you later, Sekastar. I will also be going in a moment because we are coming up to 2 hours. I have been here on YouTube for 2 hours. So it's time for me to go, sadly. I hope you've enjoyed today's Sunday live stream. I will be with you next Sunday from 2 p.m. UK time. So I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. Thanks a lot for joining me. Thank you to all those who got involved. I really do love seeing your messages and I love being here helping you to learn English. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language saying thanks for watching me today, teaching you. And of course, until we meet again here on YouTube, have a super duper week and you know what's coming next. Ta-ta for now.